Meet Maria. She's 42 years old, makes $58,000 a year as a financial analyst, and just found out her company is piloting an AI system that does her job 10 times faster for $0.03 per report. That AI doesn't need health insurance. It doesn't ask for raises. It doesn't take vacations. And it just processed in 4 seconds what took Maria 3 hours yesterday. Here's the terrifying part. Maria isn't lazy. She's not unskilled. She has a master's degree and 15 years of experience. But in the next 5 years, her role won't just change, it will disappear. But here's what keeps me up at night, and what I need you to understand. There's one thing that AI can't take from you. One asset that actually increases in value as automation accelerates. And if you don't own it by 2030, you'll be working harder than ever just to stay in the same place. Would you bet your family's future on a salary alone? Comment yes or no below. Let me be crystal clear. This is not your fault. You did everything right. You went to school. You got the degree. You worked late nights, you sacrificed weekends, you played by the rules your parents taught you, and now an algorithm can do in minutes what took you years to master. That feels like betrayal. It feels like the ground is disappearing beneath your feet. And if you're scared, you're not weak, you're rational. But here's the counterintuitive truth that nobody wants to tell you. Saving money in a bank is actually more dangerous than investing in the very machines that might replace you. Think about it. You're keeping your money safe in an account earning 0.5% interest, while inflation eats 3 and 4% annually. Meanwhile, the companies building these AI systems are posting 40% annual returns. You're essentially betting against progress, and progress always wins. Here's the question that changes everything. Would you rather own the robot or compete with it? Because in the next decade, that's the only choice that matters. Let's talk numbers, because feelings don't pay bills. Facts do. Goldman Sachs released a report stating that 300 million full-time jobs are exposed to automation. That's not at risk. That's exposed. The writing is on the wall. McKinsey Global Institute projects that by 2030, up to 375 million workers will need to switch occupational categories. Think about that. Entire job categories will cease to exist in the next 6 years. But here's where it gets personal. Tesla's Optimus robot is already being tested in their factories. Elon Musk has stated it could eventually be produced at a cost of $20,000, less than a car. Human worker, $40,000 to $60,000 a year, plus benefits, plus training. Pull a turnover Tesla, bought $20,000 one time, plus $2,000 a year maintenance. Do the math. The robot pays for itself in under 6 months. After that, pure profit for the company that owns it. Boston Dynamics has robots that can run, jump, and handle complex tasks. Amazon deployed over 750,000 robots in their warehouses. They're not experimenting anymore, they're scaling. But let me ask you something. When that algorithm replaces your job, when your company announces restructuring, when your paycheck stops, who's going to feed your family? The AI won't care. The stock market won't care. The algorithm has no conscience. This isn't about GDP growth or efficiency metrics. This is about dignity. This is about purpose. This is about whether you can look your kids in the eye and say, I prepared for what was coming. But here's the good news. You still have time. Not much, but enough. I'm going to give you a 3-step plan to not just survive, but thrive in the AI economy. This is your blueprint for asset ownership in the age of automation. Stop competing with machines. Start owning them. Every month, a portion of your income must go into companies building AI, robotics, and automation. I'm talking about AI chip manufacturers, the picks and shovels of this gold rush, robotics companies, the builders, cloud infrastructure, the backbone. Here's the brutal math. If you invest $500 a month into a diversified AI portfolio averaging 12% returns, in 10 years, you'll have $115,000. But more importantly, you'll own a piece of the future. When companies replace workers with AI, your portfolio goes up. You're no longer fighting the wave, you're riding it. Meet Maria. She's 42 years old, makes $58,000 a year as a financial analyst, and has 2 kids in college. She's good at her job. Actually, she's great. She stayed late last Tuesday to finish a quarterly report that took her 6 hours. Next to her desk, metaphorically for now, sits an AI system that costs $2,400 a year to operate. That same report, the AI finished it in 47 seconds. Not 6 hours, 47 seconds. And here's what keeps me up at night. Maria isn't lazy. She isn't unskilled. She did everything right. She got the degree, put in the years, played by the rules, but in 5 years, her job won't just change. It will vanish. But here's the twist that nobody's talking about. There's one thing that AI can't take from Maria. One asset that actually grows more valuable as the robots get smarter. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what it is and how to get it before the window closes. Would you bet your future on being faster than a machine? Comment below. Let me say this clearly. This is not your fault. You studied hard. You worked late nights. You sacrificed weekends. You thought if you just got better at Excel, learned Python, earned that certification, you'd be safe. But here's the brutal truth. The goalposts didn't just move. They disappeared. AI doesn't get tired. It doesn't need health insurance. It doesn't ask for a raise after your kid gets sick. It just works at 3 a.m. on holidays forever. And this is where most people get trapped. They think the solution is to work harder, to learn more, to compete directly with the machine. That's like trying to outrun a Ferrari on foot. Here's the counterintuitive truth that financial advisors won't tell you. Keeping your money in a savings account is actually riskier than investing in the very technology that might replace you. Think about it. You're earning 0.5% interest, while inflation eats 3% of your purchasing power every year. Meanwhile, the companies building these AI systems are posting 40%, 60%, even 100% growth rates. By trying to stay safe, you're actually guaranteeing you'll fall behind. The obsolescence trap isn't just about your job, it's about your money too. Do you feel stuck between a rock and a robot? Drop A in the comments if this resonates. Let's talk numbers. Because feelings are real, but data is undeniable. Goldman Sachs released a report in 2023 that sent shockwaves through Wall Street. 300 million full-time jobs are exposed to automation. That's not might be affected, that's exposed. McKinsey estimates that by 2030, up to 30% of current work hours could be automated. In the US economy alone, that's trillions of dollars in labor costs being restructured. But here's where it gets personal. Let's do the math together. Human worker. Salary, 25-hour benefits, 10-hour training, 3-hour errors, sick days turnover, 7-hour total, 45-hour AI system, 2026 costs, compute cost, 2-hour maintenance, 50-hour total, 250-hour, that's an 18x cost difference. No CEO looking at those numbers is making an emotional decision. The math is brutal and it's universal. But let me ask you something that no economics report will tell you. What happens to Maria's dignity when her job disappears? What happens to the single dad who drove for Uber only to face Tesla's robo-taxi fleet? What happens to the radiologist who spent 12 years in training when AI can now detect cancer more accurately? This isn't about GDP growth. This isn't about efficiency metrics. This is about who feeds your family when the algorithm wakes up. Tesla's full self-driving data shows their AI now drives more safely than humans in controlled tests. Boston Dynamics' Atlas robot can now do parkour, open doors, and sort packages faster than any warehouse worker. And here's the kicker. These aren't prototypes anymore. They're in production. Today, in 2026. The question isn't if this is coming. The question is, are you going to be the person replaced by the robot or the person who owns the robot? Which industry do you think will be hit next? Drop your prediction below. Okay, take a deep breath. Because here's the good news. You still have time, but you need a plan. Not a vague learn to code plan, not a start a side hustle plan. A specific, actionable strategy for the AI age. I call it the humanoid proof plan. And it has 3 steps. This is the most important thing I'll say in this entire video. Stop saving money. Start buying ownership. Every dollar you keep in cash is a vote against your future self. Every dollar you invest in AI companies is a vote for your future. You don't need to pick individual stocks. You don't need to be a Wall Street genius. Here's what you do. Index funds focused on AI and automation. Look at funds like Global X Robotics and Artificial Intelligence. ETF, BOTZETS, iShares Robotics and Artificial Intelligence. ETF, IRBO. ARK, Autonomous Technology and Robotics ETF, ARKQ. But go deeper. Own the companies building the infrastructure, NVIDIA, the chips powering AI, Microsoft, Azure AI, OpenAI partnership, Tesla, robotics, FSD, Optimus, Amazon, AWS, warehouse automation. Here's the mindset shift. When AI replaces workers, these companies make more profit. When you own them, you profit too. You're not betting against humanity. You're aligning yourself with the inevitable. Action item. Set up automatic investments. Even $50 a month, make it automatic. Your future self will. Now, I know what you're thinking, but you just said AI will replace jobs. Yes, specific jobs, not specific people who adapt. The workers who survive aren't the ones who compete with AI. They're the ones who leverage AI. Here's the formula. Take your existing skill, plus add AI fluency, plus add human-only skills, cost unfair advantage. Let me give you examples. Maria, the financial analyst, doesn't just run reports anymore. She learns to use AI to generate insights, then focuses on client relationships and strategic thinking, things AI can't do. The accountant learns to use AI for bookkeeping, then specializes in tax strategy and business consulting. The writer uses AI for first drafts, then focuses on voice, storytelling, and emotional connection. The human-only skills that matter in 2026 and beyond: emotional intelligence, creative problem solving, relationship building, strategic thinking, ethical judgment, leadership. AI can process data. You provide the wisdom. Action. Item: pick one AI tool in your field. Master it this month, not next year. This month. What skill are you doubling down on? Comment below. Here's a secret the wealthy have known for decades. Location is leverage. In the AI economy, this becomes even more powerful. If you're earning a US salary but living in Portugal, Mexico, or Thailand, you're effectively giving yourself a 200-300% raise. But it goes deeper. Digital arbitrage means building income streams that aren't tied to your time or location. Examples: create digital products, courses, templates, ebooks, build an audience, YouTube, newsletter, podcast, invest in cash flowing assets, dividend stocks, REITs, royalties. The goal? Decouple your survival from your labor. Because when AI starts taking jobs, you want to be the person who owns assets, not the person who only has a paycheck. I'm not saying quit your job tomorrow. I'm saying start building your escape hatch today. Let me paint you a picture of 2030. Scenario A, no action. Maria kept her savings in the bank. She didn't invest in AI. She didn't learn new skills. Her job was automated in 2028. She's now competing with thousands of other displaced workers for jobs that pay less than before. Scenario B, humanoid proof plan. Maria invested $200 a month in AI-focused funds since 2026. Her portfolio grew 340%. She learned to use AI tools, becoming 10x more productive. She started a consulting side hustle using her expertise. When her job was automated, she didn't panic. She was ready. Which Maria are you going to be? Here's what I want you to understand. The AI revolution isn't coming. It's here. You can't stop it. You can't ignore it. You can't wish it away. But you can position yourself on the right side of history. Ownership is your shield. Adaptation is your sword. Action is your path forward. The last safe investment isn't gold. It's not real estate. It's not even Bitcoin. The last safe investment is ownership in AI. Because when the machines take over the work, you want to be the one who owns the machines. If this video opened your eyes, do 3 things. 1, hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping deep dives every week on how to thrive in the AI economy. This isn't fear-mongering. This is your playbook. 2, share this with someone you care about. Your sister, your best friend, your parents. They need to hear this. 3, take action today, not tomorrow. Today. Open that investment account, download that AI tool, have that conversation. The future doesn't wait, and neither should you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay ahead of the curve.